Dear students, in previous class we discussed about product method. So these are methods to calculate of national income. So to calculate of national income there are three methods. One is product method, another one is income method, and the last one is expenditure method. So with the help of these three methods only we can calculate the national income. So national income is we can say like that: value of all final goods and services. Value of all final goods and services. So we can calculate the national income in terms of money, value of money, like in terms of money, that is value of goods and services. Value of goods and services. Okay, in that product method we can calculate the aggregate value of all final goods and services. We can calculate the aggregate value. Aggregate means total value of all final, that is there is no calculate the intermediate goods. We should calculate only final goods. Final goods means those which are used for final. Okay, so in this method we can calculate the aggregate value of all the final goods and services produced in a country during a year. And also under this method we can calculate the national income is estimated by aggregating. We can calculate the national income aggregating the value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a year. Okay, and also we seen an example. So what was that example? That is, say, suppose, just imagination, in previous class only I explained that, just imagination, there are only two persons, like two types of persons. So in that, first one is farmer, another one is baker, right? So suppose there are only two kinds of producers in the economy. Two kinds of producers in the economy. Imagination, they are the wheat producers and the bread makers, just farmers and bakers. So the wheat producers grow wheat and they do not need any input other than human labor, imagination, and they sell a part of the wheat to the bakers. And the bakers do not need any other raw materials besides wheat to produce bread. Okay, don't forget, here we can see two kinds of producers in the economy. Just imagination, they are wheat producers, they are called farmers, and another one like the bread makers, they are bakers. Here wheat producers grow wheat and they do not need any input other than human labor. They are using only labor. Okay, not using any raw materials, not using any inputs, just using only human labor. And they sell what they produce, a part of the wheat they are selling to the bakers. And the bakers do not need any other raw materials except wheat to produce bread. Okay, they are not using any raw materials except wheat to produce bread. Suppose in a year the total value of wheat that the farmers have produced is rupees 100. Imagination, the producers like farmers, they produced rupees 100 worth of wheat. Out of this they have sold rupees 50 worth of wheat to the bakers. They produced how much? Rupees worth of rupees 100. Rupees worth of 100 they produced wheat. Out of this they have sold rupees 50 worth of wheat to the bakers. And the bakers have used this amount of wheat completely during the year, and they have produced rupees 200 worth of bread. Don't forget, the bakers are producers, like they were purchased rupees 50 worth of wheat. Okay, they purchased rupees 50 worth of wheat from the farmers, and the bakers used this amount of wheat completely during the year, and they produced rupees 200 worth of bread. Now what is the total value? See, farmers produced 100 worth of wheat, and bakers produced rupees 200 worth of bread. The total value of goods and services is 300, but this is completely wrong. Why? Because the bakers were used rupees 50 worth of wheat as intermediate goods, as an intermediate goods. So while calculating the national income, we should ignore the intermediate goods. We should ignore the intermediate goods. If we calculate the intermediate goods, that time that will be calculated as double counting. So double counting will not give the clear picture of national income. So while calculating the national income, we should deduct the value of intermediate goods. Value of intermediate goods. Just we should calculate final goods only. We should calculate the final goods. Okay. The farmers, they produced rupees 100 worth of wheat. Out of this, a part, that means rupees 50 worth of wheat they sold. Okay, they sold to the bakers. The bakers purchased rupees 50 worth of wheat from the farmers, and using this completely in the year, like during the year, they produced rupees 200 worth of bread. Okay, without using any other raw materials. Okay, so here the farmers' intermediate goods were 0. Why? They are not using any raw materials except human labor. But the bakers were used rupees 50 worth of wheat. So that's why rupees 50 is intermediate goods. Okay, then out of 200 rupees 200 worth of bread, the 50 is intermediate, remaining is 150. Remaining is 150. Okay, then we should calculate 150 plus 200. 150 plus 100. Hundreds, that is value added. 100 is value added. So product method also called as value added method and also called as output method. Okay, here we should calculate only 250, not 300. Why? Because farmers produced rupees 100 worth of wheat without using any intermediate goods. But bakers were used rupees 50 worth of wheat purchased from the farmers. That is considered as a intermediate good. So out of 200 we should deduct the intermediate goods like rupees 50 worth of wheat, and remaining is 150 plus 100. So totally the net contribution made by a firm, that is called as value added. The net contribution how much? 250. The net contribution made by a firm how much? That is 250, not 300. Why? Out of 300 should be deduct the 50. 50 considered as a intermediate goods. 50 considered as a intermediate goods. Why? The bakers were purchased rupees 50 worth wheat from the farmers. So that's why 50 is considered as an intermediate good, and while calculating national income we should not calculate the intermediate goods, because if you calculate that time the value of all final goods and services considered as a double counting. So double counting should avoid double counting. Okay, to avoid the double counting we should calculate only value of final goods and services. Are you clear? I hope already explained this one. Okay, so the net contribution made by a firm is called value added. The net contribution made by a firm is called value added. Okay, here 100 is value added and also 150 also value added. The total is 250. Total is 250. Anyhow, so all the variables in expressed in the terms of money only. So value added also we can calculate in terms of money. So here the stock of unsold finished goods and semi-finished goods or raw materials which a firm carries from 1 year to next. 1 year to the next is called inventory. That means we can say like stock. Inventory is a stock variable. What we are keeping on what we are carrying forwarding for next year. So that is called as stock. So inventory is a stock variable. Inventory is a stock variable. So inventory is nothing but stock only. So what we are using, what we are keeping, what we are carrying for the next year, that is called as which one? Inventory. So inventory is a stock variable. Inventory is a stock variable. Don't forget. Okay. And value added is a flow. Value added is a flow. So here another word also we should discuss, that is depreciation. You know that already. The replacement of capital, that is which one? Depreciation is annual allowance for wear and tear of capital good. Don't forget, depreciation is an annual allowance for wear and tear of capital good. Otherwise, decreasing value of assets. Decreasing value of assets. In other wordings, the expenditure incurred on the replacement of old and worn out machineries during a year. Okay, depreciation is the expenditure incurred on the replacement of old and worn out machineries during a year. So that is also called as depreciation. Anyhow, to calculate of net or gross, depreciation is very important. To calculate of net or gross value, which one? Depreciation is very important. So while calculating the national income, so value added also very important. Here we should discuss what is the meaning of gross and what is the meaning of net, because further we should discuss so many aggregates, like so many indicators of national income. In that it will completely comes like which one? Gross and net. So what is the meaning of gross? Gross means value of product including depreciation. Don't forget, simple. Gross means the value of product including depreciation. So gross means that is including depreciation cost. Net means net means value of product excluding the depreciation. Without depreciation cost, what we calculate, that is net. With depreciation cost, what we are going to calculate, that is called as gross. So that is gross and net. Don't forget, gross value added and net value added. So another important topic, gross value added, and another one is net value added. Here gross means including the depreciation cost, net means excluding the depreciation cost. See, if we include depreciation cost in value added, don't forget, if we include depreciation in value added, that is called as gross value added. Okay, if we deduct the value of depreciation from gross value added, that is called as net value added. While calculating the national income, the gross and net is very important, like GDP, gross domestic product, GNP, okay, gross national product, GDP, gross domestic product, and NNP, net national product. Like this also we have to discuss. Here, what is the meaning of gross and what is the meaning of net? Gross means including the depreciation, net means excluding the depreciation. Okay, while calculating the national income, gross and net very important. So to calculate of gross, we should include the depreciation, and while calculating the net, we should exclude the depreciation. Okay, so here the inventory is a stock variable. Inventory is nothing but like stock only. So what that is, here you can see that the stock of unsold finished goods. Unsold, finished, already they are finished, they are ready for use, but they did not sell. That means unsold. They are ready to sell. They are ready for that is ready to use, ready for use, but unsold. Okay, no, like not purchased, or we can say like semi-finished goods, which are not completed, incomplete, semi-finished goods. Okay, and are raw materials which are helpful to the production of goods and services. What we are keeping in our firm, what we are keeping like in the godowns. So that is called as stock. Stock is nothing but inventory. Stock is nothing but inventory. So that's why inventory is a stock variable. Inventory is a stock variable. Value added is a flow variable. Okay, so in the inventory we can see planned and unplanned. Inventory means like whether unsold finished goods. Sometimes depends upon the demand and supply. If the demand is more, goods are completely sold out. Sometimes if there is no demand, that time that is we can keep like stock, because that is they are called as unsold finished goods. Unsold finished goods. So why happening like this? Why we are keeping like in the godowns, like why we are keeping like stock, why we are doing like inventory? So that is depends upon the demand and supply. So inventory are planned and unplanned. Sometimes maybe doing plan also we are keeping like inventory. Sometimes without planning also we should or we must keep the goods and services as an inventory. So that is planned and unplanned. The next topic is planned and unplanned. Okay, that is also we have to discuss. So for that, here the example, first one is unplanned accumulation of inventory. We are discussing about inventory. Inventory is stock variable. So inventory is nothing but the stock of unsold. Unsold means did not sell, but they are ready for use. Okay, unsold means they are ready for use, but no one are purchasing because they are called as unsold. Unsold finished goods or semi-finished goods, like incompleted. Okay, incompleted semi-finished goods, like under the production process, and like or raw materials which are available for production process, which are available for produce goods and services. So which a firm carries from 1 year to the next, 1 year to the next, that is called as inventory. So in the inventory we can say like that, planned and also unplanned. Actually it may have a higher value at the end of the year, or otherwise maybe decreased in the end of the year. If the value of inventory is less at the end of the year compared to the beginning of the year, so we can say like that, inventory we can calculate during a year. Inventory we can calculate during a year. Inventory is nothing but stock what we are carrying from like previous years to present year, or present years to present year to next year, present year to next year. Okay, so in that there is unplanned accumulation and unplanned decumulation. Another one is planned accumulation, another one is planned decumulation. First we should discuss unplanned accumulation of inventory. Unplanned accumulation of inventory. Okay, in case of an unexpected fall in sales, suppose you produced goods and services very well and you are ready for sale that goods and services. In case of an unexpected fall in sales, unexpected fall in sales, unexpected means, that means maybe depends upon situation. Present for we can the present situation we can say like that, corona. Okay, so in this situation, as you know that there is no proper income, there is no proper production, there is no proper employment, right? So that is unexpected, maybe because of due to which one floods or unexpected situation. Because of that one only, what happened here, just imagination, an unexpected fall in sales. The sales are completely decreased. The firm will have unsold stock of goods. Yes, where there is no sale of goods and services, that will be called as unsold stock of goods, which it has not anticipated. Anticipated means they are not they did not forecast that one. Forecast, they did not forecast, maybe happen like this. Nobody will anticipate like this, nobody will forecast, nobody will imagine like that. Okay, here unexpected fall in sales, the firm will have unsold stock of good which it has not anticipated, is called as unplanned accumulation of inventories. Why it has unplanned? There is no plan. They produced so many goods and they decided to sell all the goods and services what they produced. But what happened? Unexpected fall in sales, because maybe a situation, maybe floods, maybe less demand, maybe like there is no transportation, maybe maybe like this corona. Because of this type of situation only, what happened here? Like unexpected fall in sales. Unexpected fall in sales, the firm will have unsold stock of good. Okay, so it has not anticipated. Before only they did not expect this one, so they did not anticipate also. There is no imagination what will happen further, so that's why they did not forecast. So what happened? Unexpectedly there is a fall in sales. That time the firm will have unsold stock of goods, okay, which it has not anticipated. So that is only we can explain with the help of an example. Suppose a firm produces shirts. Imagination, a firm produces shirts. It starts the year with an inventory of 100 shirts. Already the firm kept 100 shirts as an inventory. Imagination, suppose a firm produces shirts. It starts the year with an inventory of 100 shirts. Already the firm had which one? 100 shirts. The firm had 100 shirts. The keeping that also is like keeping that, or with that they are starting the production of this year. So during the coming year, like for next coming year, it expects to sell like 1,000 shirts. They expect to sell 1,000 shirts. Already they had 100 shirts, and they decided to sell for the coming year how many shirts? That is 100 shirts they are expecting for the forthcoming year, or for the coming year they are expecting to sell 1,000 shirts. Already they had 100 shirts, don't forget. It produces 1,000 shirts, expecting to keep an inventory of 100 at the end of the year. Okay, already they had 100 and they are expect to sell 1,000, and finally end of the year they are expecting to keep an inventory how much? 100. Okay, however during the year they decided to sell 1,000 shirts. Already they had 100 shirts as an inventory, and end of the year they should expecting to keep an inventory of 100 at the end of the year. So anyhow, during the year the sales of shirts turn out to be unexpectedly low. What happened? They decided to sell 1,000, but what happened? The sales of shirts turn out to be unexpectedly low. This situation, the firm is able to sell only 600 shirts. Only 600 shirts, remaining 400. Okay. Already they had 100 shirts. Okay. Already they are having 100 shirts as an inventory, and they decided to sell 1,000 shirts. Okay, so what happened here? Because of some situation, because of due to different situations, what happened? The sales of shirts unexpectedly low, so the firm is able to sell only 600 shirts. This means the firm is left with 400 unsold shirts. They sold they sell only 600, remaining how many shirts they are having? 400. Now the firm ends the year with 400 plus 100. So 400 means, so what they are having balance like unsold, how much? 400, and 100 this is already they kept as an inventory. Okay, they kept as an inventory. See, it starts with the year with an inventory of 100 shirts, so that's why total 400 plus 100, how many shirts? 500. Why they decided to keep how many shirts? Like 100 shirts only. See, it produces 100 shirts, expecting to keep an inventory of 100 at the end of the year. Decided to keep end of the year how much? 100, but unexpectedly this will be to 500. Why happened 500? Because unexpected sale. Out of 1,000 they sell only 600, remaining 400, and already they had they are having which one? 100 shirts as an inventory. So the unexpected rise of inventories. What happened now here? Inventories are increased. They decided to keep 100, but what happened here? Increased. The unexpected rise of inventories by 400 will be an example of unplanned accumulation of inventories. Unplanned accumulation of inventories. See, inventories, what happened here? Rising. Inventories are rising. They decided to keep an inventory how much? Like how many shirts? 100. But what happened? Because of unexpected situation, it has raised up to how much? 400 plus 100. Totally 500. Totally 500. This is called as unplanned accumulation of inventories. Unplanned accumulation of inventories. Okay, and one more, unplanned decumulation. What we discussed up to that was unplanned accumulation. This is unplanned decumulation of inventories. See, in case, see, where there is unexpected rise in the sales, there will be unplanned decumulation. Where there is unexpected rise in the sales. In previous, like unplanned accumulation, unexpected decrease in sale, but now unexpected, that is fall in sales. Here unexpected rise in the sales. These will be unplanned decumulation. Don't forget, unplanned accumulation means unexpected fall in sale, unexpected fall in sale, but this is unplanned decumulation. Unplanned decumulation means there is unexpected rise. Okay, unexpected rise in the sales. This is called as unplanned decumulation of inventories. So for example, this if the sales had been same, we should take same example only. Okay, if the sales had been more than the 1000, a firm decided to sell 1000 shirts, and they decided to keep inventory end of the year how many 100. But what happened that they sell only 600 shirts and remaining 400, and already they kept which one inventories how much 100, so totally 500. That was unexpected fall in sales. That was unexpected fall in sales. So that was also called as unplanned accumulation. This is unplanned decumulation. Decumulation means unexpected rise in the sales. Unexpected rise in the sales. What happened here? Here, if the sales had been more than 1000, they decided to sell 1000, but the situation is demanding more than 1000 shirts. Situation is demanding more than 1000 shirts. So we have to explain this one. See, if the sales had been 1050, if the sales had been 1050, then not only the production of 1000 shirts will be sold, the firm will have to sell 50 shirts out of the inventory. Why? They already kept inventory how much? 100 shirts. They decided to sell 1000, and at the end of the year they decided to kept only 100 shirts as an inventory. 100 shirts as an inventory. But here unexpected rise in sales. So what they produced? How much they produced? 1000. Including that, also they are selling 50 out of their inventories. Out of their inventories, and they decided to keep how much inventories? 100 shirts. Now the inventory is only 50. Why? Because unexpected rise in sale. Unexpected rise in sales. When the sales are increased, that's why there is unexpected reduction of an inventory. Okay, reduction in the inventory. Are you understanding? Here we are discussing about unexpected rise in sale. Unexpected rise in sale. This is called as unplanned decumulation of inventories. Inventory is nothing but stock only. So here stocks they decided to keep how much? 100. Already they are kept 100. Including that, in this year they decided to sell 1000, and end of the year they decided to keep only 100 shirts as an inventory. But what happened? So unexpectedly fall in sales. There was only possibility to sell how much? 600 shirts, and remaining 400 plus already they kept what they kept inventory 100. 400 plus 100, it was 500. That was unplanned accumulation. So here unplanned decumulation. Unplanned decumulation means unexpected rise in sales. Unexpected rise in the sales. So this is called as unplanned decumulation of inventories. So here, so as a previous example, so they decided to sell 1000 shirts, and they decided to keep inventory at the end of the year how much? 100. But here unexpected rise in sales. Unexpected rise in sale. Here had been, that is, if the sales had been 1050. If the sales had been 1050, they produced 1000, and they decided to keep 100 which one as an inventory. But the situation is demanding 1050 shirts. The situation is demanding 1050 shirts. Now what happened? There is a decrease in the inventory because they decided to keep an inventory how much? 100 shirts. So the demand is the situation is demanding more than 1050 shirts because they produced only 1000, and they decided to keep how much? 100 shirts as an inventory. But here the situation is demanding 1000, more than 1000, that is 1050 shirts. The remaining we have only 50 shirts. That is called as unexpected reduction in inventory. Unexpected reduction in inventory. Okay, this is called as unplanned decumulation of inventory. So inventory is nothing but semi-finished goods, unsold finished goods, like stock of unsold finished goods or semi-finished goods or raw materials which a firm carries from one year to the next. That is called as inventory. Inventory is a stock variable. Inventory is nothing but stock only. So in that inventory we can see two ways. One is planned accumulation and planned decumulation. Another one is unplanned accumulation and unplanned decumulation. Okay, we are discussing about unplanned accumulation and unplanned decumulation. Unplanned accumulation means unexpectedly fall in sales. Unexpectedly fall in sales. That time the inventories are increased. And unplanned decumulation means unexpected rise in sales. That time the inventories are decreased. Okay, reduction in the inventory, unexpected. That is called unplanned accumulation. So it is very important for 4 marks. Unplanned accumulation of inventories, or inventories of, unplanned accumulation of inventories, unplanned decumulation of inventories. It will come for 4 marks. Okay, up to this planned, unplanned accumulation and unplanned decumulation of inventories. In next class we will discuss about planned accumulation of inventories and planned decumulation of inventories. Don't forget accumulation. Unplanned accumulation means fall in sales. That time increase in the inventories. Unplanned decumulation means rise in the sales, unexpected rise in the sales, and unexpected reduction in the inventories. Okay, thank you.